technology to allow every developer to realize their full vision.
Where are the games at?
Where are the games?
Where are the games?
It's dry. Where are the games?
I kind of keep waiting for them to do their thing.
I don't see anything.
These are easily the most pointless upgrades I've ever experienced.
What is the point of buying a console if you can just make a PC?
If you're gonna have everything on PC, why not just buy a PC and abandon the console?
Where are the games? Where are the deadlines? Where are the projects? Where are the teases? Like, it feels weird that it's like,
Why buy consoles?
Now comes the fun part. We get to see how the development community takes
What up,
advantage of that.
you guys? This is your boy Lygo1F Enduro. So again, I already did a video talking about what the WTF Xbox. So we gotta talk about PlayStation. I can't just do one and do the other. So I'm hoping you guys are enjoying these videos that I'm producing. Again, not super quality. I understand it. Use other people's material. I get that. I'm not gonna say as a video that's on my channel. If you want to go to June 1st, you'll see that video. That has been taking up my time all the time, and without doing my videos like I used to do back in the day when I used to like edit the videos all together. And like I said, I'm not doing this for money anyway, so I'm not gonna be putting the effort into this as much as I can. So with that said, in that regard though, I want to talk about PlayStation. So I'm going to use Lady Decade's video. Shout out to her and Mrs. Top Hat and Mr. Top Hat Gaming, and she's Mrs. Top Hat Gaming. But shout out for them. But she has a point, and I want to see if it makes any sense. And she says PlayStation has changed for the worse. So let's see if she has a point about PlayStation 5. I am a PlayStation 5 console holder. I bought games. I have games for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. So I have both. So I get it. PlayStation 5 is my PlayStation 4 console as well too. But anyway, let's see what she has to say.
Hey, listen to me. Come here. Let's talk about why PlayStation has changed for the worst. I don't know about you, but over the last few years, it feels like the PlayStation brand isn't the same one that I personally grew up with. Now, like myself, it may just be that you've put it down to being a little bit naive and that times are changing and we're all a little bit older now. So, of course, the brand is going to feel completely different now than it did 30 years ago. But no, the PlayStation brand is basically a completely different brand now to what it used to be, if you understand what I'm saying. And here's why. When I hear the name PlayStation, to me personally, and I'm sure this is probably the same for you as well, but it conjures up images of sleek, cutting-edge Japanese products. They're the Japanese brand that in the 90s surpassed their Japanese competition in the forms of Sega and Nintendo, which is something that I've covered on this channel many, many times in the past. This is in part because they managed to present themselves in a way that was much cooler than all of the competition. This was done in several ways. So, for example, they marketed towards adults rather than children. They were incredibly hands-off with censorship. They placed consoles in nightclubs across the UK. So there was 52 total, and the most significant of those was the Ministry of Sound. They tied the PlayStation brand with drugs and rave culture and house music. They went all in to appear rebellious and represent the counterculture. So why is it that they are so different now? Well, you might think it's because we live in a social media driven world and that consumer tastes are completely different to how they were prior to that. But there's actually a much more concrete reason for why the PlayStation brand feels so very different now. And why it has done so in particular since 2016. What happened in 2016? Well, Sony ended up moving the PlayStation brand, which was headquartered in Tokyo, Japan, over to California instead, since being there.
And we already know everything California touch goes to crap. Literally. Holy smoke. You want to see a video that's on my channel, go check it out. Talking Nintendo making the dumbest decision they ever gonna make to try to put the Nintendo store, the second Nintendo store in America, in San Francisco. I think that's a bad idea. I think it's a horrible idea. They should not do that. Florida would be better. Texas would be better. Not that state. I'm just saying. It just no. Including San Francisco, the literal asshole of America. That's why that's why they have a district called Tenderloin. Okay, it's really right around the anals of America that shits out the most crappiest of craps and craps and craps. But again, you'll see more now with the PlayStation. I'll let Lady Decade take it over. Go ahead again. Keep going, my dear.
They now have very, very, very different ideas of how the PlayStation brand should be portrayed. A quick visit over to the PlayStation website highlights to us how disturbingly different they want us to view the PlayStation now in comparison to how they, convinced us to buy it in the past, back when it was being marketed as being very cool. What is it that I mean by this? Well, let me read to you the opening line from the section on their website called Our Values. As well as creating incredible gaming experiences, SIE, as in Sony Interactive Entertainment, is committed to building inclusive communities for our players and staff, as well as recognizing the part we can play in reducing our product's environmental impact. So let's break this down a little.
Okay, hold up. What? What the actual F? Seriously? But I'm not surprised. It's California. That's what they're thinking about in that regard. I got a question for y'all. Y'all make games. Just make games. That's all you're supposed to do. I don't want none of that stuff that inclusive. Here's the funny part about it. Sony California. Gaming was inclusive for all the time. It was inclusive. People who wanted to play it. That was inclusive. There was no wall. There were no fees you couldn't, whatever it is. If you couldn't afford a console, you buy a different console. We get that. We know that. We understand that. But it was no wall for you not to be a gamer. That's why I don't like the social media era, because it's like, oh, I'm a gamer. You got to be cool. You get two things. Remember, back in the day, we were nerds. We were nerds. We were jokes. We were clowns. Now you're trying to make it cool. Yeah, we're cool. We're hip. We're edgy. And it just oozes out. Just like blah. But again,
they want to deliver incredible gaming experiences,
yes,
which is great. Well,
that's what you
their
do.
Job.
Yeah.
But they're putting the same level of emphasis on what they call building inclusive communities and wanting to reduce their environmental impact.
What the hell is that?
Sorry, but as much as some people will feel that the last 2 points are important,
the
PlayStation brand should be about creating a good game console,
Bingo.
not placing identity politics and environmentalism on the same pedestal
Exactly.
as creating a good game console. At the end of the day, identity politics and environmentalism shouldn't be the primary focus of PlayStation. Gaming should be their primary focus. Giving us a good console experience should be their primary focus.
Amen.
It's alarming that they're putting that much emphasis onto those particular aspects, yet zero inclusion of core values which most reasonable people would expect for a consumer-friendly product. Bearing in mind that most people have a distrust of corporate activism as it is, the prioritization of these concerns is, well, concerning. They feel the need to include those particular things, but they don't mention stuff like providing good customer service, value for money, innovating technologies, or content diversity. And I mean that as in like genres and styles, not personal identities and bedroom habits. I think one of the things that particularly...
Okay, gotta give it to her with that. Bedroom habits. Points for that, my dear, because like I've said before, I don't give a damn who you effing with. You could go have sex with a dog. If the dog consents, again, it's in your house, I don't care. But as long as it's not a minor, okay, as long as it's not a minor, because that is a law for that and shit like that. Yeah, do what you want to do. You want to be a man who want to f a man, go right ahead. You want to be a woman f a woman with a fake man stuff, go right ahead. Don't care. Do not care. Once you leave the house, I just know you're who you are. I don't care what your bedroom habits is. Y'all don't care what my bedroom habit is because I'm not a porn star. And I don't care what your bedroom is because most of y'all are not porn stars. I don't care. I just want good games. Why is that so hard? Number one, point blank here. I just want good games. Diverse games. Remember? Go back to my video about I hate gamers. Diverse games. I want diverse games. Some of the games I might not like, but somebody else will like it. I'm cool with that. That's one of the reasons I love Nintendo. There's some games out there that maybe I would not pick up, but a lot of people love and ooze. I have not picked up an Animal Crossing game. My sister has. I have not. It's not that Animal Crossing is a bad game. It doesn't appeal to me. But that's good. It's still a good game that people can enjoy. That's all it is. I did a video about why Metroid Other M. A lot of people hate Metroid Other M because of bull crap, because they don't really do it. But that game does so much first and a unique playing style that's why I got the game, and I'm happy that it is because it's a unique playing style altogether. You can't play a game like that in any other console because it's so unique. That's the game. And many other games that Nintendo have done didn't roll it in Western, and of course you got third party again with Ubisoft with what are they getting in? Now, oh my goodness, I'm a part of the game and I forgot the game because again I'm working on my brain is a thing. But it's Soul Play game. It's the second version of that, not the first one. The first one was what it is, but the second version of that. Those are experiences I can experience with no other games and stuff like that. Same thing with of course with Travis Touchdown, of course with all of his games that he plays. Unique games. Unique game. That's the diversity we need.
Really bothers me about this is that there's no corporate neutrality here. They've plainly and obviously taken a side and made gaming feel partisan when there is zero need for gaming to be partisan in any way, shape or form.
Exactly.
PlayStation should have remained apolitical, but it's become very clear to me now that it's been infected by its location. It seems to be rampant with these California university-based ideologies. And there's just no need for it. There is no need for it. And for the record, personally, for me, I don't give a hoot what people's political leanings are. I'm centrist myself. I've got friends who are very left-leaning. I've got friends who lean to the right. I'm not a fan of extremism in any way, shape or form. I just like people to be nice and sensible and base ideas in logic rather than all of these fluffy feelings that they might have.
Exactly.
I do not like the idea of mega corporations forcing their...
Sally, this woman is married, okay? This is a married gamer. This is, like I say, like my sister Katie, married, she ain't married, but she got a boyfriend. I don't want to say like, these are the females we like. Because like, just give me the games. I just want the games. I don't care, but just give me good games. That's all we care about. I don't care about you need to have, online. I don't care. No, we don't need that. Give me a game where I can play it anytime, any place, anywhere without internet. That precisely makes me feel more better.
Politics down my throat through their brands and products. It leaves a very, very bad taste in my mouth. And you might think that I'm overreacting a little bit here, but after I read the next section to you, I think you'll start to understand why I feel the way I feel. Because although some of it is all right, some of it is virtue signaling upon virtue signaling upon virtue signaling. So let's dig in.
Go ahead, girl.
Section, pretty standard, right? Basically,
before we go into that, go ahead, girl. 1 and 2. This is exactly why we don't want the sweet gaming companies. Kick out the Sweet Baby Inc., the Sweet Babies, the Black Girl Rocks, all these other nonsense. I know I know they give you money so you can put their garbage in there. But again, you make a smaller game that don't have that garbage in there, I would guarantee it will sold very well. Again, corporations. We saw with Xbox, of course, with Hi-Fi Rush doing very well, and a lot of people didn't. And then they said we want to get more like Hi-Fi Rush. We shut down the studios. That is Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs right there. But again, look what Nintendo. Again, Nintendo Switch has over 70 first-party games. 70 first-party games. And 67% of those, 60%, not percent, 67 of those games have sold over 1 million. Some of them have broken records that no games will ever be broken anyway. Mario Kart is the biggest one-selling platform game ever. They're never gonna be that. Nobody's gonna do that again. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Nobody's gonna do that again. Mario Kart 8 did that. Alright? First console that sold millions in the speed it is. Nintendo Switch. First console that the first year of its release, every game that was released on that first console within that year sold 1 million. No other console is gonna ever do that again. They had even the console was so popular and some of the games were so popular. Again, in Japan, they sold just the box art. They just sold a box art. They didn't have the game in it. They just wanted to sell a case of the box art and also the box for the Switch, just so people will pay money just for that. That PlayStation never done that. Xbox has never done that. No other company's ever done that. That's crazy. Crazy. All right. It has the biggest library of gaming right now. Over 10,000 games have been made for the for the Nintendo Switch. What? And it's not the most powerful. It's not the point. It's just an interesting game concept that won over the audience. That's what it is. But anyway, let's keep on going. And Nintendo, this applies to you too. Don't get down to this garbage nonsense as well too. I'm not excluding you out of this. Don't do this crap, man. Stay away from this kind of crap. Seriously.
It's not enough for them to want to reduce all of their environmental impacts themselves, which is fair enough. That's something that they should be looking into, and they should be doing that. But they're condescendingly passing the buck onto us as the consumer. So I'm not a fan of big corporations passing on their social responsibilities onto us, the consumer. That's not right, in my opinion. Like, they're the corporations, they're the ones creating it. They're the ones who need to be dealing with it accordingly. Am I right, or do you disagree with me on that? I'm not sure.
You're correct.
Tell me.
You're correct.
They've pledged to use your money to create VR applications to raise awareness about climate change, because that sounds just so fun, doesn't it? Like, what a laugh. It says that they are striving to reduce their environmental impact to zero by 2050 throughout the cycle of their products and business activity.
You're not. That's a lie. That's a lie. Nobody is. Everybody's, oh, we're going to be carbon neutral. No, you cannot. You cannot be carbon neutral. There's no such thing as a carbon neutral. All right? It's not that. Because again, most of these companies, if that's the case, you want to be carbon neutral by offsetting your carbon neutral, whatever. Are some of you bitches planting trees? Trees suck up carbon dioxide, makes oxygen where we are. Are y'all doing that? Some companies are. Some companies are. A lot of companies are not, though. It's BS.
Which it sounds pretty all right if they can do that. I feel like a lot of companies say stuff like this and then go back on them personally, but that's just my opinion. It also mentions that they want people to start recycling their consoles themselves that they've worked hard to pay for, rather than keep them. And the rest is mostly about sort of...
Wait. Rather than keep them, what? I don't have my sound effects. What? Utter bullcrap. Oh, so you could go more digital, so you guys ain't got to worry about nothing. You know what? Whatever, Sony.
Energy saving, reducing plastic cups and so on in the workplace, and other statements to try to get merit points. I mean, because apparently you can only have plastic cups in the workplace. There's no such thing as people having their own
glass.
cup.
Exactly.
Like, crazy, huh? But
that is true. I have my own mug at my work. I have my own plates. I have cutlery and stuff at work because I don't want plastic stuff. Yeah. That's how I reduce it. Like I said, if people actually want to reduce stuff, they will do it. Those who don't wanna, don't force that shit on because they want to be assholes to be onto us.
To give the devil their due, I did find one point that was genuinely consumer friendly, in my opinion, a commitment to providing out of warranty repair services and providing user information to help maintain consoles. So at least there's one element that feels beneficial to the
Gamer.
PlayStation owners in amongst all of this. Online safety, account security, and privacy. There's not really much to complain about here. It's like parental controls, account security. Hopefully they'll stop leaking our data eventually. Next is
know, right?
accessibility. Again, this bit is fine. In fact, it's not just fine. I think it's great. The accessibility controller, in my opinion, I think is fantastic.
Yeah.
I've got a cousin who would, if they don't already own this, I think it's highly likely that they probably already do own this, but if they don't, that would certainly be something that I'd be like telling him to.
And I respect Xbox when they did it with the thing, and I have nothing against the PlayStation and Nintendo, all three consoles, even PCs. I have nothing against this. I agree with this one. She's correct.
Go and get his hands on, because it just make his gaming experience a lot more comfortable for him than using a standard controller. Okay, so here is the juicy bit that you've all been waiting for: diversity, equity, and inclusivity. And I just know it that you in particular love it when a soulless corporation shovels DEI down your throat like the good little consumer bitch that you are. So here is their statement about their employee networks, or ENETs, and what they're for. Our PlayStation employee networks, ENETs, bring together employees and allies who represent unique experiences, perspectives, and ideas. These networks aim to create a sense of belonging for members, promote cultural awareness, amplify the voices of the community, and advise our business. ENET expertise is utilized in areas such as diversity recruiting and product development. And our ENETs further our commitment to diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging in the communities where we work and live. I do not like the term diversity recruitment, and the reason for this is because I've had a couple of occasions in the past where I've been hired for a job and I have not at the time been sure whether I was hired to tick a box or because I was actually genuinely a good fit for the job role. Believe it or not, rather than making me feel empowered, being in that kind of situation for myself actually had a negative impact on my self-esteem as an employee, because it was...
It's not only in Steam. It's, again, you hire somebody and then they do a horrible job. Not saying you did that, Miss Decade, but I'm just saying I've seen it happen. Again, look at we've seen it happen in our universities and all this stuff like that. It don't work. That shit don't work. Just hire somebody on the basis of their merits. That's all it is. Don't hire me with that. I'm the only, when I first started working at my architect company, yeah, I was the only black person there, but hell, here's the thing. I've been working at my architect company for almost 19 years. Basically 19 years, basically now, because it was May. 19 years. So if I was the first guy, there were black people who came and left. There were white people who came and left because, craziness and stuff like that. I've been here for this long. Let me be happy to you. The boss is white. The funding manager is white. Okay, we have had white people, black people, in Middle Eastern people working for our company and everything like that. We try to grow merits, but some people just say, "Hey, this is." Some people say this is boring. Some people say, "I want something more." Some people like that. I went from, and I'm gonna tell you this right now, because I worked hard for whatever it is. The guy who has more working than me, because I'm the highest in the company, I can't go no further than what I am. There's two guys above me, of course, is the boss, and another person above me. He's been working coming from since '99. He's Italian. Okay, he's been there for a while working. I'm next. I'm black. The person next after that is a white dude. Yeah, after that is a female. Been that, done that. Got the T-shirt. I went from making $10 an hour when I first started in 2005 to making $33 an hour now. Big gap difference. Because I stayed with the company and the company respected me and I respected them back. There were times where I was like, I might leave, but yeah. But you got to dig it out and do that.
Kind of like, I don't know, like, oh, thank you so much for hiring me because of the colour of my skin and my gender, rather than actually because I'm the best possible person for that job. Like,
Exactly.
it literally messes with your head. I think that Sarah Bond is a really good example of why DEI
Yes.
is a massive problem at the
Oh,
moment. And it's not because
amen, sister. Again, amen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Praise the lady. Yeah. You are correct. Not because she don't understand economics, because she got a degree. She don't understand gaming. She don't understand the product that she's overlooking and doing. That's the problem. She don't understand it.
herself is a problem. It's more along the lines of corporate DEI incentives are a big problem, especially the way that Xbox at the moment seems to be screwing up quite a lot.
Yes.
I think a lot of people are now looking at her being the president and assuming that she's just a diversity hire and a girl boss, rather than her legitimately being the best person possible for that job position, which they wouldn't even be thinking about if people weren't so hyper aware of corporate DEI. Now she's got a load of extra problems and pressures on her that she wouldn't necessarily have if this wasn't being shoveled down our throats all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
I think one of the reasons why I'm so against DEI is because of my upbringing. Like, both of my dad and my granddad are both significantly darker than I am. My granddad was a Hindu Tamil who came to England as an immigrant in the 1960s. And then my dad as well, he was a young man throughout the 80s and 90s, and he's done really well in his respective career. They're both very much believers. Well, my granddad's passed now, but certainly my dad still is a believer in meritocracy rather than being given advantages.
Exactly what I was talking about in my job. That's what I'm saying. Meritocracy. Jeez. And as it's being that we're foreigners, and some foreigners teach this to their first, sometimes second. Now it's getting sucky now. A lot of foreigners now, first generation is getting from second generation now the first generation that feel entitled and being snobby ass bitches. And I'm not about women. I'm just talking about men in general. You don't know what your parents had to go through. That's the thing that hurts what's going on in America or in UK or whatever like that. I'm with this woman. Don't tell me you're pissing on me and telling me it's rain. I don't like that feeling. I got more resentment for you, and I would just basically F off you and would not work with you in that regard. Don't do that. I hate that. I hate that reason. And I hate when people try to tell me, oh, well, because you're black and this and all this stuff like that, whatever. Look, I'd rather know that you're racist, you don't like me, that I stay to my side. I've had other jobs, of course, in architecture, including my music career and company that I run that does the same thing. I know you're racist, so I just, you know what? Oh, you don't like me because I'm black? Good. I'm all right. Oh, no, no. We ain't got no problems. We cool. You stay with you stay. I'll stay with my state, and we all cool. I have no problem staying in my lane when I got to do stuff. And I've gotten money and do stuff the way I've done all these years. I gotta know that you don't like me because of my color, then you pretending and then stab me in the flipping back. Joe Biden, you piece of shit human being. Again, sorry. That's my radio show sneaking in because of stuff. But anyway, I'd rather know the evil that I have within. I know the evil. I'd rather know the evil than the evil to be hiding behind me. Point taken. But again, go ahead, Miss Lady Decade.
To the colour of your skin or your gender or whatever your particular quirk is.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a picture of my granddad here as well. My granddad came to England in the 1960s. He had a heavy accent. He was very, very dark-skinned. In fact, I've got a picture here of my granddad in the 60s. So, in the 1960s, you have to think it was a completely different era, completely different time period.
Yep.
He would have had the odds stacked against him.
Yep.
But because of meritocracy, he knew that to be able to get a job that he wanted over other people, the best thing to do was to be more qualified. My granddad ended up being a engineer in the computer rooms for the BBC back when they were in Harrods in the 1960s. So that was my granddad, worked there. Like, that's a pretty awesome job for an immigrant man to have. But he got that job because he was the most qualified person for that job. Like, same thing with my dad. My dad's, like, done all right for himself in his lifetime. He's done that through making sure that he was the best at what he did. I feel like for myself, like, I've been very much brought up essentially with like the JFD School of Management, as in the just do it School of Management.
Exactly.
Like, don't bitch and moan and find excuses. Just be the best. Go out there, just bloody do it. Get on with it. Don't moan. Just do it. Me being a girl, not an excuse. Me being non-white person it's not an excuse. So because I've been brought up to believe that so vehemently on the occasions where I did think I might have been a diversity hire, that's kind of in a way why it messed with my head. And then when I was working at those jobs, I made damned sure that I was the best in my position over everyone else. I made sure, because I do not want to be seen as being a victim. I want to be seen as being the best. So for me personally, in my lived experience, DEI, I feel, spits in the face of everything that I've been brought up to believe, which is essentially, to be the best, you need to be the best. That's it. No excuses, no bitching. Just get on with it.
Exactly.
PlayStation considers you lesser in certain ways for certain characteristics that you might have, and therefore has deemed you as worthy of coddling. Some of these are ridiculous. They range from simply being black to LGBTQIA+, which is their long acronym, not mine, and even simply being a woman. Some of the policies that they've put in place I actually think are all right, and I don't have a problem with them, but some of them I just think are utterly ridiculous, like those ones that I just mentioned. They're being perceived as being barriers by PlayStation, but why? Like, that seems more problematic to me, that they're being considered being barriers. Like, it doesn't make sense. But anyway, they've bought into this and they're promoting what is often referred to as cultural Marxism. So, for those who don't know much about this nonsense, Marxism is a socio-economic theory developed by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels. It focuses on the role of class struggle in societal change. It emphasizes historical materialism, where economic factors drive historical progress, and highlights a conflict between the bourgeoisie, capitalist class, and the proletariat, working class. Marxism posits that capitalism exploits labour, leading to worker alienation, and predicts an inevitable proletarian revolution that will establish a classless, communist society. In a nutshell, they view life through the lens of an unresolvable struggle between the worker class and the owner class due to their conflicting interests. What's cultural Marxism then? Cultural Marxism extends traditional Marxist analysis to cultural and social dimensions, examining how cultural institutions perpetuate capitalist ideology and maintain power structures. This approach explores the concept of cultural control, where dominant cultural norms set by the ruling class shape societal beliefs. It also considers the role of ideology in controlling the proletariat and sustaining the status quo. The modern identity politics movement expands on this by adding intersectionality. This is a term coined by Kimberly Crenshaw. Intersectionality examines how various forms of social stratification, such as race, gender, and class, intersect and create unique experiences of oppression. When combined with cultural Marxism, intersectionality broadens the analysis of power and inequality, acknowledging that multiple overlapping systems of oppression, including patriarchy, white supremacy, and capitalism, interact to shape individual and group experiences. PlayStation and other corporate companies, particularly many based in California, believe this integrated approach promotes more inclusive and comprehensive social justice movements that address the complexities of modern social inequalities. This whole way of thinking is beyond ridiculous, as viewing the world through a lens of a place where only one type of human being can be considered optimal is sick.
Stupid.
Straight white males do not have an inherent advantage over myself, nor anyone else for that matter.
Amen,
and the fact
sister.
that some progressives believe this is, in my opinion, disgusting.
Amen,
It's an incredibly racist, sexist, and prejudiced lens to look at things through.
Yep.
Essentially, the fact that large corporate companies would look at us like that and enact these cultural Marxist ideals is absolutely mental and spits in the face of meritocracy and other proven and tested methods and mechanisms that make capitalism work. They're perpetuating the idea that they care about inclusion.
No, they don't.
But what they're really doing is they're just enacting their local political beliefs of their local area.
And don't forget, they're getting that sweet, sweet EGS money. Ching! That's all they want. You see, the easiest money, the easiest money, and the money that's tied to like Sweet Baby Inc. and all that stuff. The money that puts into the BlackRock, who's also a piece of shit human being. Those guys, BlackRock, they put their shit in there because, yeah, if I have BlackRock and them to give me money, then I could get the money. And if their stuff fail, I gotta worry. I got money. Instead of like, whoa, let me make a good game, let people enjoy it, and I make money off of that, and I keep majority of the money because I gotta worry about that. Because you still gotta pay them back. Some of the EGS stuff is loans. So are you crazy? So you will go ahead and make $100 million game for what? So you go pay back? No. That's one of the reasons I love Nintendo. Small company, well, not small company, but small games, pretty good. Here we go, whatever. Pikmin 4 took a while to make, but you know what? 4 is there. Hell, Breath of the Wild took a long time to make. Release at the beginning of it, release at the end of, and then Twilight, and then Tears of the Kingdom. Beautiful games. Enjoy them. Love them all together. Mario Kart started off on a Wii U. They fixed it on the Switch, and then they extended and give you so much tracks it ain't funny on the Switch. That's what we want. Not the bullshit.
The long and short of it is that PlayStation only really started heavily investing in social justice after 2020, when it was trendy to do so. And now basically they're coming across as completely disingenuous, because the reality is they will never, ever really care more about this than they do their profits.
Exactly.
They're alienating half of their consumer base.
Exactly.
Into all of this. So, with many people speculating that there is a video game crash on the horizon, I feel that their behaviour at the moment is more than just a little contributory factor towards this potentially happening. And I, for one, personally find it very, very insulting to be considered a diversity statistic. So that, in my opinion, is why the PlayStation brand is no longer cool. Thank you so much for sticking around to this point in the video, and if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe now.
Yes, I am.
And if you fancy having a nice discount on a brand new game, you can get up to 90% off with my Instant Gaming affiliate link in the description. Thank you so much, and see you in the next one.
I want to thank Lady Decade for that. I am a sub because I like Top Art Gaming as well too. I have also, her husband. I also like, put to that in that regard too. Good going, good job. Thank you, lady. And there you go. She put it perfectly the way I wanted to put it perfectly. That is literally why I said what I said. Okay, that's literally why I said what I said. I'm telling y'all. And again, y'all gonna be seeing a bunch of videos all coming up for me. I think the way I'm gonna do it is release it maybe 2 videos a week. I don't know, but we'll see. But what she's talked about, I've talked about as well too. So you're gonna see a video. Generation N is here, baby. Generation N is almost here, because the crash is like she just stated. I've been talking about it. The bubble's gonna pop. It's gonna happen because of the stupid decisions that these companies have been doing. That's the problem, and that's what people need to understand. So I'm happy that I have my gaming system, and I gotta worry about this nonsense. It's just not for me. So with that said, again, thank you for giving me a time you're in onto this. Really, remember, check this out. And I thank you all for joining me in this. Remember, there's no perfect games out there. What's perfect to you is not perfect to me. What's perfect to me is not perfect to you. Simply enjoy games on all consoles, including PC. Peace out. Peace out.